What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another video. For those of you new to the channel, my name is Vince Warburton and this is VW Fitness. Today we are talking about Granite's Pre-Mium pre-workout. Let's get to it. Alright guys, so before we get into today's video, just a quick reminder, hit that subscribe and bell before we get into all this, and smash that thumbs up button because this is going to be a good review, guys. I'm very excited for this one. Now, just a quick disclaimer about this review. This product was not sent to me for free. This is not endorsed. I'm not affiliated, anything like that with Granite. I've been following Granite ever since you guys have probably seen this shirt right here. And I actually got it from Natural Body. It was thrown in with one of my original orders as kind of a freebie. And I love this shirt. And I was like, well, you know what? We need to look more into Granite supplements. And we looked through and they have pretty much a full line of supplementation. And I really enjoy kind of their content. Is kind of the best way to put it. So I decided to double down and order myself a tub of their pre-workout. And funny enough, they actually are running a deal on this pre-workout at naturalbody.com, and we'll get into that once we get into the review. But if you're new to the channel, we break down a supplement review into 4 different parts. We're going to talk about number 1, price, 2, the label ingredient breakdown, talk about taste, and then we'll talk about the effects. So very exciting stuff here, guys. Price, this is an interesting one. If you go to their website, it's about $48.99, Amazon $48.99. If you go to Natural Body, though, it is only $39.99. Now, it is for 20 full servings. It's not one of those split half and half, but it is 20 servings within the tub. And, at that price point, it's going to come in at $2 a serving. And on the consistent pricing scale, that is going to come in at a 4 out of 10. Now, that is off Natural Body. If you guys go to Granite, it's going to be more expensive. Support Natural Body. Not endorsed, paid by them, anything like that. I just really enjoyed their content as well, and that is where I typically order a lot of my products. Now, this is where the kicker comes in. They are doing, and they're still doing it. When I bought this about a month or so ago, it was basically buy one, get one with these. So I actually have 2 tubs, one right here and one right here. So we actually got both of these for $39.99. Guys, that comes in at $1 a serving, okay? That is no discount code. There's no funny business there. Literally, that's on their website. You can check it out. Now, it does come in 2 different flavors, watermelon candy, and we have the tangerine blast right down there. So 2 different flavors. Price point, guys. I mean, if you want to, if you snag this up, and obviously you're probably going to get it at naturalbody.com. That's going to come in at $1 per serving. That's pretty awesome, all things considered. So that's my price point. My scaling 4 out of 10 in terms of if you just were to get 1 bottle. Again, I don't know why you wouldn't. Maybe this deal won't be valid if you're watching this, a little bit later from when it comes out. But overall, that's pricing. Let's move into the label ingredient breakdown. Fully disclosed, fully transparent. We'll just kind of start that off. And then, yeah, we start out with 1 scoop, and that is 17 grams. It's a little bit more than usual. That's kind of right where I like to see most dosing of pre-workouts to be, right in that 15 to 20, kind of right in there. 20 full servings like we talked about. Start out with 4 grams of L-citrulline. Love pure L-citrulline, guys. That's my go-to. I supplement it throughout the day, every single day, whether I train or not. It's one of those things that I think really does work. It helps with vasodilation, help with that blood flow throughout the workout, help with the pumps. And so yeah, 4 grams, love seeing that. Next up, we have 3 grams of creatine monohydrate as CreaPure. I am a fan of companies that put creatine in there. Why not? Some people don't want it. They don't want to deal with the bloat. They don't want to deal with any negative side effects, anything like that. They don't want to hold or retain water for whatever reason. Honestly, efficacious dose here would be at least 5 grams. I think it's good if you are someone that likes to supplement creatine. You're getting 3 grams pre-workout. And CreaPure, actually, I've tried that before. We've talked about it. It's right here. And that is the Cage Muscle CreaPure. And basically, it mixes up like you would not even know it's in there if I mixed it up with water. It's pretty crazy. No ill side effects from that, in my personal opinion, and I'm happy to see that. So next up, we have 2 milligrams of more citrulline, malate this time. I'm happy to see that. Again, it's just kind of comboing on top of the L-citrulline for the pumps. Some people would prefer the citrulline malate. Me personally, I'm more of a pure citrulline kind of guy, but yeah, awesome seeing that. Then we move into 2 grams of betaine anhydrous, a little bit lower than efficacious dose, or what most people call an efficacious dose of 2.5 grams, but we have 2 grams here. It's gonna help with that power and strength output throughout the workout. Awesome seeing that. We have 1.8 grams of the carnosine beta-alanine. Now, efficacious dose is 3.2. We've talked about beta-alanine a ton on the channel, guys, and I think actually in this case, with that 1.8 grams, it's going to be hit or miss, 50-50. Some people really love the beta tingles. I do. Some people do not. So I think this kind of sits right, obviously, in that middle ground of getting some beta-alanine. And obviously, with beta-alanine and most of these ingredients, you really have to like saturate your body continuously to really get the full effects. You can't just take it once and you're just going to all of a sudden, like that niacin, beta-alanine flush is just gonna like clear out all the lactic acid in your body taking it one time. Like this is something that you have to supplement over a duration of time. So just kind of keep that in mind. Next up, 650 milligrams of N-acetyl L-tyrosine. A little bit lower than some of the other products we've talked about, but still a good amount in my opinion. And you know, this is gonna help with that mental focus and clarity, a nootropic, if you will. 500 milligrams of the lion's mane mushroom extract powder, 4-to-1 ratio here. Again, I would say that's a good dose. It's not on the higher end of what I've seen. I think this is a good amount. Again, gonna help with that mental focus and mental drive. Next up, 250 milligrams of theacrine, 40% as theacrine, trademarked ingredient here. That is a good amount in my opinion, especially when you're stacking it with the caffeine anhydrous, which is gonna be up here next. It's gonna help with that stimulation, energy, that kind of go, 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 let's get moving. And personally for me, I like theacrine, I like caffeine, both of them are good. So 250 milligrams of caffeine anhydrous, so you're stacking that with the theacrine. So in terms of stimulant wise, you know, there's not a lot of stimulant in here, but I think it does pack a punch. We'll talk about that in the effects. But next up, we have 60 milligrams of theobromine, again, gonna help with that energy stimulation. That is on, I would say, a little bit on the lower side of other pre-workouts that we talked about. Now, I struggle to kind of talk about this because it's a very valid point that a lot of people are starting to try to market or talk about, and that's like synergistic effects of multiple ingredients, okay? One, here's the biggest thing, and the biggest thing to remember, guys, is that there's not really any studies, like controlled studies, lab tested studies that really say, okay, if you take caffeine at this amount and theacrine at this amount, like how is that synergistically gonna work for, you know, a trialed amount of people, 100 people, 250 people, and then releasing those results. So really it's hard to justify, you know, amounts and whatnot, efficacious dose. I think everything should be potentially efficaciously dosed if you're trying to sell a high quality product. Now, by no means am I saying this is not a high quality product. I'm just saying that when I say that, you know, it's lower, that doesn't necessarily mean it's a bad thing, but at the same time, I can't necessarily prove that these have synergistic effects and that it's going to be an amazing experience, okay? It's all about the user experience. At the end of the day, it's all subjective. What you guys feel is going to be potentially different from what I feel. So with the label ingredient breakdown, like I said, guys, everything is fully disclosed. There's no kind of weird ingredients in here or hardcore ingredients, DMAA, DMHA, iridorenases, anything like that. I like this label. And there's a reason why, and this is kind of where things get a little funny. I'm just going to kind of disclaim this, is that before we did the reviews, we used to, you know, do the label breakdown, taste, go to the gym, come back and talk about effects. Well, in this case, I've actually taken this now 3 days, and so I know the effects already in my head. I don't really know. So mentally, I kind of have that in my head of how I feel about this label. In my personal opinion, though, I am gonna give this an 8 out of 10. I think it's pretty solid. For me personally, I wish there were a little bit more stimulants in here. I think pump-wise, it's doing pretty good. You could obviously throw in a couple more pump ingredients, but at the same time, when you start putting more ingredients, that doesn't make it a better pre-workout. Just kind of keep that in mind. All right, let's move right into that taste, guys. Now, I'll be completely honest. As you guys can tell here, it has been opened. I have ran this for a few days, and yeah, I'm gonna redo this kind of taste portion and act like it's the first time because, to be honest with you, the audio was all messed up on the original, and we don't want to give you that. We got to be high quality here, so I'm going to do my best to kind of summarize kind of how I felt the original the first time, but I am going to taste test it again for you guys here. Now, this does come with one of those kind of weird scoopers here. I mentioned this in the original portion that you guys obviously have not seen, but it has like the little scooper thing to basically get it into like a water bottle, a small one. I'm personally not a huge fan of this because I never use a water bottle, but I know a lot of people do, so obviously it's beneficial. It just kind of gets in the way, I don't know, personally. Now this is an interesting one because it's the watermelon candy flavor, right? Now when you look at the powder, it's yellow. Very interesting. Look at that kind of coloring there. Very different. I don't know if it's unique. I would say it's just different. This does recommend 12 to 16 ounces of water. We got about 14 ounces of water here. I'm gonna give this a nice good shake. All right, and here we go. Little to no foaming here. A little bit of sediment here on the bottom. Nothing too crazy, as you guys can see. Yeah, it's an interesting color for watermelon candy, I will say that. But let's give it the old taste test. Cheers. All right, so it tastes very similar to like a watermelon Jolly Rancher. Best way to put it. A little sweeter, I would say. Not as sour or kind of having that. Yeah, I don't know. Watermelon's not really sour, but Jolly Ranchers have like a little bit of a tang to it. I would say there's not a lot of tang to this, but overall it's very smooth. It like tastes like water, like a flavored water kind of thing. Overall, I think the flavor is good. It's not like bad by any means. I'm not a huge watermelon fan. I will disclaim that and kind of let you guys know. I think the color is really what throws me off though, because if it was like a watermelon, I would think it'd be red or pinkish. Especially as like kind of a candy kind of flavor. To be honest with you, it's not bad though. I mean, overall, I think it still tastes really good. You know, yeah, I mean, overall, I'm gonna give this an 8 out of 10 in terms of taste. And we're gonna run this for a few days. We'll come back, we'll talk about the effects. We'll see you guys here soon. All right, guys, so like I said, I already tasted this. I recorded that tasting portion a few days ago. I've ran this now 3 days. This is the 3rd day today. I finished up. Every day was a big movement day per se. It was a push-pull legs, and yeah, so the first day actually what's really interesting is I did feel a lot of those beta-alanine tingles right off the top very quickly, but these last 2 days I really haven't felt the beta tingles as much, so just kind of a heads up there. I feel like energy wise it was very consistent, very nice curve to it, no crash, no ill side effects, no cold sweats, anything like that. Focus wise I feel like it was there. This is a very good, I would say, higher end daily driver is what I'm going to call this. I think this is a great product to kind of use multiple times throughout the week. You're not going to have any issues. Obviously, you're going to build up some sort of tolerance to the caffeine pretty quickly, but I think this is overall like a very well-rounded pre-workout. I feel like the pumps were solid, the focus was solid, the stimulation and the energy was solid. I took this after coming back on a flight yesterday afternoon, and to be honest with you, like I was a little tired. I've been up for a while, and this got my butt in the gym and got me moving. Now, was it super stimmed out that like I couldn't go to sleep at night? Not really, but I did feel some of those caffeine effects later in the evening around 10:30. You know, I was still kind of awake and mentally like there, which, you know, that's what typically happens when you take a pre-workout too late, at least for me. But overall, in terms of the effects, guys, I am going to give this again an 8 out of 10. I think it's solid. I think it's really, really solid. Again, it's a daily driver for me. Personally, I would love to see some more stimulants in here, but that's just kind of my own opinion. I feel like I personally am more like the stim. I like feeling those effects to kind of get through the workout and push really hard. Some people want a more balanced kind of product, and I think this is definitely a very well balanced product, especially when you can pick up 2 guys for 40 bucks. That's a great deal. I'm not even kidding. Like I literally checked it today and I was like, dang, this deal is still going. That's incredible. So effects 8 out of 10, guys. Definitely a solid product. Check it out. Make sure you head on over to www.naturalbody.com. Follow them on Instagram at naturalbody. Ton of information, guys. A ton of information. And like, I'm not tooting my own horn here or like trying to give them like, yeah, I'm just giving credit when credit's due. Like, they put out a lot of really great information and very quick, easy to digest information in terms of products. And again, I'm not endorsed, paid, anything like that with Natural Body. I've literally bought all my products out of my own pocket. And I think overall, they're like probably one of the best online retailers that I will go to in terms of customer service and everything. It's always great. So make sure you check them out, guys. Again, if you want to pick up a sample of this, I do have obviously a lot, okay? We will talk about the taste of this at a different time, but make sure you head on over to the website, www.bwfitness.club. Pick yourself up some free samples, guys. It's only $5 for shipping and handling. Literally, that's all it's covering. I'm not making a dime off that. We have so much pre-workout in here and other products that, you know, I'd love to give it back to you guys and not have to throw it away. So make sure you head on over there, snag some samples. And if you have any comments, questions, leave them down below in the description box. I'll get back to you. Make sure you follow me on Instagram at DVWFitness. And with that, guys, hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, make sure you smash that thumbs up button, hit the subscribe and bell for notifications. And as always, we'll catch you in the next one.